Welcome to week 1 of ESS Excel on the boat, the journey of becoming. I'm glad that you've chosen to invest in yourself, your relationship with God, your own potential and your leadership and in your relationships by engaging with this. I think it's going to pay off over the next 6 weeks. I think we're going to build some stronger relationships together as we pursue this together, talk about it, and just share what we're learning. Feel free to invite your family. Use this with your family. It could be a good conversation starter. Use it with friends, however you want to use it. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you've chosen to pursue excelling in just who you are and growing as a person. Let's jump right into this text in Mark chapter 1, verse 16 through 20, and we're talking about being invited to become. I think it's very important to take into account that when Jesus was wanting to build his team, that he didn't go to the religious leaders who had memorized every line of scripture. Those things are important, but that's not just what he's looking for. He didn't go to the synagogues to just look to see who the faithful attenders were. While that's important, that's not all that he may be looking for. And he didn't go to the Roman elite or the Roman government and try to harness the military power of the Romans in order to be able to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. Instead, he went on the outskirts of the Sea of Galilee. He sees Simon, Andrew, James, and John, and he invites them to become something that they could not be on their own. I think he went after these fishermen because they knew what it meant to be on the boat and committed. They knew how to weather storms. They knew how to navigate the waves. They knew how to be strategic of where they cast their nets to get a good catch. They had to be strong enough to pull their nets in, and they had to be smart enough and skilled enough to be able to mend those nets. So they had something to them. They knew how to work with their hands. They knew how to put their heart into something. They knew how to not give up real easy. And I think that's what he's looking for in us, not just the external pieces, but he's looking on the inside of our heart, and he's asking the question to us, who are you becoming? I think that's what he wants us to consider. I think he wants us to consider that. We see that in the text. He says, follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men. He says, I will make you become what you could not be on your own. I'm thinking about not just about where you are today, who you are today. I'm thinking about who you will be 5 years from now. I'm thinking about who you will be for eternity. And I want you to think about it too. And we're calling this on the boat because we got to get on the boat with Jesus. We got to make sure we're on the boat with good people around us that are going the same direction. We got to make sure we're on the right boat that's going to the destination that we want to go to. And so if we're going to get on that boat, we've got to respond to his invitation to become. And I love that he's compelling us. He picks these fishermen and they are willing to say, you know what, I'm going to drop everything to the side and I'm going to go after Jesus. I'm going to go after what he wants me to become, and discover that along the way as we walk in relationship with him, because that's what he wants. He wants that relationship with us. I love that he does this by valuing connection. And I think as leaders, I think of people who want to serve well, people who want to build strong relationships with others. We have to understand the value of connection. The value of connection for Jesus in this scripture, he establishes common ground. You know, one of the things that we can think sometimes is that we're different than everybody around us, but if we look for common ground, we can have something to build on. Jesus goes to where they are, and he knows that they love fishing. He knows that that's where they're going to be, and he goes to that ground to invite them and connect them to what he wants to do in their life. His purpose for their life, the love that he has for them, the works that he wants them to see, the things that he wants to experience, first starts on common ground. When we're willing to establish common ground with other people, our connections grow strong, we share similar interests, and we're able to learn and grow and reap the benefits of a relationship because we stand on common ground. Jesus did that with us. He left the ground of heaven, the Son of God left the ground of heaven, and he came to the earth. And he stood on this common ground with us to establish relationship and connection. It matters who we're connected to. And I want to encourage you, think about your connections. Think about people around you? How can you establish common ground with your son or with your daughter, with your spouse? How can you establish common ground with people that you work with, people that customers that you may be serving, your friends around you? And to let those relationships begin to emerge and grow stronger as you have common ground. When we have common ground, we can move in a common direction. I want to know that you're headed where I want to go. Otherwise, I'll be in the wrong boat. So that's something important for us to consider. The other thing that I love, respect, that's one of our core values here. I love that to respect someone means to esteem them as valuable. And I want us to think about that as one way I think we earn respect is by giving it first. So before I want someone to see me as valuable, I want to see them as valuable. Jesus does this with these guys. He goes to where they are, and then he invites them to where he is and to go where he is going. The respect and the value that he showed on them to say, I'm willing to come to where you are because I esteem you as valuable. I think there are great things and great potential inside of you, great things for you to accomplish. And I want you to know that I value you and I appreciate you. When we do that, we earn this respect with others. And when others do that with us, we give them our respect. And so that's a great thing for us to be aware of in our relationships. Before we ask someone to go an extra mile for us, let's go an extra mile for them. And let's go establish some common ground. Let's esteem them as valuable. And that's really what Jesus has done with us. He's invited us to become. He esteems us as valuable. He gave his own lifeblood. That's the story of the gospel. That he poured out his own blood. He laid down his own body because he saw us as valuable. And now we get to experience redemption. And now we can become who he designed us to become all along. But we got to get on the boat. And so today, make that decision. Make that decision that you're going to get on the boat with Jesus. Make that decision that whatever boat you're getting on, that you're getting committed to go through the storms, go through the high waters, go through the days where you don't get a catch, go and enjoy the days when you do get a catch, and to put all your strength into what you're doing. That's the way that we can live a life to honor God. Hey, I want to make sure that you're aware as we wrap up. Friday morning, we're going to have breakfast in the conference room here at ESS, some Bojangles biscuits. It's open. We're going to have conversation just around these thoughts here. Feel free to use it throughout your week. Get on a boat crew. If you got questions about it, shoot me a text, and I can help you make sure that you're on a boat crew. And man, let's use this to relate well with one another, to relate well with God. Use it to see the areas where we need to be obedient. And then let's do the hard work, the heart work, the head work, so that we can grow as we do this together. All right, I'll see you on Friday or on week 2 of ESS Excel.